Welcome to the College Investor Audio Show, where we talk about the biggest issues impacting millennial money, from student loan debt to side hustles to building wealth. We will show you how to get out of debt so that you can build real wealth for the future.
A really fun topic today on the College Investor Audio Show today. 3 ways to make $50,000 per year without working. With passive income. It's true. This is for real. Can you imagine a life where you didn't have to work every day? Instead of needing to work, you could work because you wanted to, or you could choose not to work because you wanted to. How? By building a passive income. So conventional wisdom tells you that the path you're supposed to live looks like this. Go to college, get a good job, get married, take out a loan for school, your wedding, a car, furniture, a house. Work hard for 30 plus years to pay off all the debt you accumulated. Maybe you'll have enough to retire. And then again, maybe not. The truth is that there is another way to live. You don't have to go the traditional route. After all, you are the one in control of your life, right? You can do anything you want. Isn't that a freeing thought? To know that you are in the driver's seat of your own life? For me, it is a freeing thought. One thing that has been on my mind a lot lately, and that I have begun to work toward, is creating passive income, so that my limited time isn't constantly being exchanged for money. And because I've always had a fascination with passive income, I've really been drilling it down on it lately, and not only learning more, but taking action on these things too. Now, I think most people could happily live on $50,000 a year, provided they had no debt, of course. So I thought it would be a good idea for you and I to explore some ways to make $50,000 a year without working. Note, today's podcast isn't some fluffy thought about never working and simply earning money. No. This podcast is simply focusing on potential investment strategies that could net you $50,000 in residual income. But first, let's kind of go over how this whole thing works. One of our favorite financial hacks is to front-load your life. So front-loading your life is working hard now, so that you don't have to work so hard later. It's kind of like making a snowball. At first, you're packing the snow and rolling the ball around to make it bigger. After a little bit of work, your ball starts to roll down a hill and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, all on its own. At this point, the momentum of the snowball rolling starts to work in your favor. Get the picture? That's what front-loading is all about. And that, my friends, is exactly how you earn $50,000 a year without working. You have to work hard up front, and then anywhere in between, 10 to 30 years, depending on how much you invest and how smart you are about the way you invest, you'll earn a good amount of passive income. Here are just a few ideas for earning $50,000 per year without working. Own 10 rental properties that net you $420 a month per each. Okay, so 10 rental properties that provided you a net income of $420 a month after figuring in things like vacancies, maintenance, repairs, property management, taxes, and insurance would bring you $50,400 a year. Depending on the locations and types of properties you have, it may take more or less properties for you to reach that $50,000 per year mark. If rental properties are something you think you'd might get into, I'd suggest you start doing some learning right now. Real estate is something that has always interested me. From my research, it seems like everybody has different goals and different criteria for how they choose their investments. That means you'll need to create your own path and consider your risk tolerance to reach your particular goals. How to become a real estate investor. Okay, so your parents and grandparents think in order to invest in real estate, you need to come up with the money and buy something on your own, right? They are so wrong. In 2012, Congress passed the Jobs Act, which allowed companies to market private investments to the public for the first time. This resulted in a brilliant new industry called real estate crowdfunding. Bingo! What real estate crowdfunding companies do is allow investors like you and me to pool our funds and buy multi-million-dollar commercial properties or $300,000 single-family homes. Whatever we agree on. The returns on these investments are distributed according to how much each investor contributed. There is no shortage of real estate crowdfunding platforms, so I recommend doing your due diligence in reading my thorough reviews of the most popular ones. If you're looking for a quick recommendation, However, check out these guys. I'm just going to go through 3 here. Number 1, Fundrise. These guys only require $500 to get started. Number 2, Roofstock. They take online shopping to a whole new level. You can buy single-family cash flow positive homes online. This is a great way to get started owning your own rental property. 3, Equity Multiple. Invest in larger residential and commercial properties. This is for accredited investors only, though, but it does have a large variety of properties. So that's the first thing. Now here's number 2. Accrue $1,250,000 worth of dividend stocks with a 4% yield. This particular method appears, at first glance, a little harder to achieve than the rental property scenario. Hello. But stick with me here. The thing is, this method is actually very similar. With dividend stocks, you're still buying an asset that provides you cash flow. Dividend stocks are great because while these stocks pay dividends, they can also appreciate or depreciate in value. This means that you'll still get to take advantage of compound interest of the value of the stock. Plus, you can reinvest your dividends until you reach your desired amount. The cool thing about dividend stocks is that when it comes time that you need the dividend checks to live off of, you don't have to touch the underlying assets. In other words, you don't have to sell your stocks in order to get money. The value you have in stocks still has the chance to compound and grow without you ever adding anything else to it. And since you get to take advantage of compound interest and can reinvest your dividends while growing your nest egg, you are not actually contributing the full $1.25 million. If you're ready to start investing, the best time to start is now. Check out these top places where you can invest for free. Or here's some of the best ones that are right now to get started. Number 1, M1 Finance. This is truly free investing. It's our favorite platform for investing in dividend-paying stocks because you can build your whole dividend portfolio, and it's free. 2, TD Ameritrade. They are the classic brokerage company. Their IRAs have no minimums, and they charge $0 commissions for stocks, ETFs, and options. Or here's number 3 on our 3 ways to earn $50K per year without working. Invest in a business. I don't want to sound all 4-hour work week here, but outsourcing a business is possible. My dad owns 3 businesses, 2 department stores and 1 greenhouse. He works at one of these businesses. The other 2 are outsourced. Different family members manage the other 2 places, and there are also managers for different departments and, of course, employees. There's simply no way that he could be running all 3 businesses by himself, and quite frankly, he doesn't want to. I've tried copying this method into my own online business, and so far, kind of heading in the right direction. Now, for instance, there are a couple of different aspects and couple parts to my businesses. First, there's freelancing. Freelancing is very much active and requires my direct involvement. I can't hand this off to other people. The other side is blogging. My own blog generates around $2,500 to $3,000 a month, and I normally spend around 5 to 7 hours a week on it. I used to spend a lot more time on it until I started to outsource. I hired out social media and brought on a writer to help with the workload. My expenses rarely ever exceed $500 per month. If you're curious about starting a blog, I have a guide. I used Bluehost to get started with a website because it's super cheap. My goodness, a free domain name and $2.95 a month to host it. I love internet businesses because of this extremely low overhead and huge income potential. Our Bluehost deal is specific to our site, though. So if you want to get it started on a website, make sure you get your $2.95 hosting deal from Bluehost. And there's a link at thecollegeinvestor.com. This means I'm now netting around $2,000 to $2,500 a month from a blog I enjoy running while only spending 20 to 28 hours per month on it. That nets me around $75 to $100 an hour. It's not completely passive, but it's headed in the right direction. And sure beats my old day job that paid $11.50 an hour. It is completely possible for you to build a business in any area you enjoy and then outsource it once you get systems in place. This doesn't happen without a bunch of initial hard work, though. It's all about front-loading. You need time or money to get started. You either need time or money to start doing these things. It will require some hard work and sacrifice up front, but will be completely worth it in the end. These methods are not get-rich-quick schemes, and they are not scams. We don't like those two words, scheme or scam. We hate them, in fact. There are people doing this type of stuff every single day, and if you take responsibility for your life and work hard, I promise you, you can make something like this happen too. We have tons of links, resources, and more you can find at thecollegeinvestor.com. You can see this article too. Just type in the search bar, 3 ways to make $50,000 per year without working. And you'll find this article with everything we talked about today. Thanks so much for stopping by. We'll talk to you again very soon on the College Investor Audio Show.